Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2 of EHOME versus mTw for your international day number 2 group stage play. mTw definitely a team in need of some wins. I think they've been sort of in the middle of the pack for the group, maybe a little bit towards the bottom. For EHOME, I believe it is a similar story for them. Yeah, mTw may be a game or two behind, but they really need a game. They need a win here. They're still in the bottom half of the group. Important match for them. Game number 1, EHOME take. Pretty convincing. mTw go for something unconventional. They pick up an OD. In the end, it doesn't work out. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. I am joining Luminous of DC as well. Together we are David and David, and this should be a fun one. Off the bat, I see no Morphling ban. Nobody wants to ban this hero, and yet all he does is keep on winning games.
Well, I mean, if you ban the Morphling suddenly, Lycan slips through, Darkseer slips through, or Rubik, I think the really important thing is that mTw did ban the Rubik, because X was stealing way too many good spells. A lot of players, they're out of position, so that spell steal never get fire off. X is never really out of position. That's why back in the days, he could play heroes like Stormstreet, I could play heroes like Sniper. Those require precise positioning, and I'm glad that X was able to showcase his positioning in that last game. But will EHOME just go Morphling Tide right from the get-go?
It's such a good option. There's a profit in the pool. mTw do love themselves profit. I expect that to be their pick. I don't think you can really first pick a Tide or a Morphling if you're mTw. It's going to be a Chen, which means profits on the board as well. If EHOME go for anything but the Morphling Tide, I think mTw might just snap those up themselves. Taker went unbanned and unpicked in the previous game, and I still think it would be a great choice. There's your profit. What else is going to follow this up? Will it be your Morphling? I don't know, man. It's just such a potent hero. I know you don't think it's the only reason that they won that game, and I don't either. But it was a big factor. He did do well mid up against... I don't think there are many heroes that could do better versus OD. It was a great OD performance in the mid lane by Sakshka. But Morphling still got some farm. He was only behind by about 30 CS, which isn't too shabby. Or 10 CS, I should say. 35 or so to 40 before that first... 45 before that first dep happened. No! They go for the Brewmaster, which leaves mTw the Tide, which
and
leaves
the
mTw the Morphling, and they get the triumvirate that worked so well for EHOME in the last game. EHOME are not afraid to give this away. Tinker, Storm are both in the pool. For EHOME, I really think they want to combo up those global heroes, but will they choose to do so? We'll find out soon.
Yeah, global, has a very, very good killing range once you get all those global spells online, but it's pretty weak when you don't. But now, where they want to focus on the laning stage, Shadow Demon and Brewmaster, we've seen this combo so many times. Disruption, Soul Catcher, and of course a Brewmaster Clap. It does a lot of damage, a ton of damage. But that's just laning, and I think mTw wouldn't care too much about the laning. When they have Chen coming gank out of jungle, they have Morph defensive wave. I think they're okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Shadow Demon always a great hero to have on the board to help deal with the Morphling, like you were talking about. Enchantress gets the ban. mTw do not want to deal with those counter jungling shenanigans. I wouldn't either. Tinker banned out as well. There's room for him on mTw's lineup. mTw definitely known to run him, so I like the ban there as well. Enigma gets the ban. And could fit into the offlane. It's more about, for me, that's more about, we don't want to fight against just so much AoE damage, so much team fight potential. But it's a, it's a Brewmaster as well, so that's just too much to deal with. They don't want to fight it. They're going to ban it out. Now, what do mTw look towards here? As we complete the bans with a Venomancer, which is a support that mTw's ran a lot, was pretty successful in day one. They need that support hero. Who do they turn to? I guess it's the Shadow Shaman. It could be a solo mid Shadow Shaman. We've seen Cinder in there, but it could also be a support. What are your thoughts?
I'm thinking it's going to be Shadow Shaman being played by Cinderin, and then we're going to see a fairly untraditional, depending how many months you're looking back, right? If you're looking back a couple of years back, traditional TIE Hunter support. If you're looking back a couple of months, then it's the untraditional TIE Hunter support. That's what I'm guessing, but one thing I could tell you for sure is that EHOME will not be playing the Brewmaster on support. I could guarantee you that.
Shadow Shaman, I like the pick. It gives you some big disables. For me, if you can get the farm on Shadow Shaman, it's so potent versus Brewmaster, the disables, preventing him from getting the ult off. If you can't steal Panda's ult, I suppose that really is the next best thing to doing it. What do they get the Shadow Demon for? Well, he's good defensively, but you would like to combo him up with something. Leshrac may be that something. Would add a lot to this push. The Prophet with the sort of the cannon fodder, and then Leshrac as your big cannon to do the damage. So that's a pretty nice 1-2 punch. If they want to go that route. If not, I think mTw would be...
Ooh.
Oh, it's a Wisp.
Alright, I'm gonna pretend I'm LD. All right, guys, get your cell phones out ready. Go tweet about this Wisp Brewmaster game. We've heard rumors about a Wisp Tiny game. I forgot what team that played it, but it won't surprise me here. I think they have the lanes, they have the workings for a Wisp Tiny combination. Or we've seen Wisp Wiki be very. I can't get my vowels down. Wisp Ricky in a lot of Southeast Asian games. It's a hero that I wonder who's going to be playing. I'm excited to find out that it's going to be playing. There's going to be... You talked about the global ability, right? By Nature's Prophet. And I kind of doubt that, but here we go. It's a Wisp relocate.
I think it might be X who's going to play it, but we'll see. To me, he's the player if you're going to put him on support, I'd much rather see him on Wisp, which can be so high impact, as opposed to Shadow Demon, who can make a difference, but it's pretty simple to play. So I like the Wisp pick. Panda's not a bad hero to combo with it. I just don't think it's amazing. I mean, it's decent. I don't think it's as good as a Riki. I don't think it's... Panda will get a kill or two with this bat, but he's not just going to wipe a team, and he's not going to get multiple kills. He's not also going to benefit from that farm as much as someone... Maybe even like a Pudge would be a better choice. I don't know if EHOME's ever run Pudge. I don't know if they ever would. But I would love to see it here. That's where I would probably lose my shit and my voice. So maybe it'll be better if they don't pick it.
LD, I hope you don't drop so many profanity when we're casting Seattle. Oh, man. It's okay. It's all good. We're here. We're still casting online. LD, you still with me?
I don't know what you're talking about. Profanity what?
What? Oh, I didn't hear nothing. And an awkward pass. We're waiting for mTw to be waiting for this last pick. This Whips is throwing a monkey wrench in the equation. How do you pick this hero? Are you worrying about the laning stage? Are you worried about the mid-game ganks? He could do both, and it's going to be a Stormstrid. Well, if your guys are getting ganked, Stormstrid could TP to a tower and very quickly kind of come in and help out. Of course, Stormstrid gives you another facet of initiation against both Nature's Prophet as well as Brewmaster. You can get some chain stun going with Stormstrid zip in first, Shadow Shaman blink in first with the Hex. A lot of option, and with this in play, I think we're going to see Shadow Shaman mid and then Tyandra on support.
And there's going to be a carry Tiny. There you go. Tiny Wisp combination. This should be exciting. They need to make some big things happen, though, because we have seen the power of the Storm Morphling combo before. It is a fearsome beast to get the items up. EHOME, great burst damage. Tiny can be that big damage dealer, the pusher. Can be more of a ganker with Wisp on the board. Probably going to be a little bit more on the ganking side, but can always build those carry items later. So I'm excited for it. It will be Lamb handling the Tiny. Let's go ahead and introduce all the players. QQQ on the Shadow Demon, Lamb on the Tiny as mentioned, King J going to be playing the Panda, brushing the bottle, X, as expected, will be playing the Wisp, and PCT on the Prophet. 6 tangos picked up, a lot of regen, he'll be heading bottom.
Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, we have Cinderin's going to be... Well, no, Effie Mad, because he was blue. I was like, oh, that's Cinder. No, Effie Mad's going to be playing the Shadow Shaman, so it is going to be a support. Kebab is going to be handling the Chen. We have Sock going to be going up bot here on the Stormstrid. Roaming up top, it's Cinderin on the long lane with the Squiddo. And he is going to be playing the carry Tide or farming Tide. On the mid lane, it's going to be Funzy on the Morph. And again, that lovely armor that you love so much about.
That lovely armor that I love so much about. I think that's not a sentence, but it's okay. Cinderin going to be handling the off lane, just playing very passively, I assume. How much kill potential they actually have up here? It's not clear where EHOME's going with this. This is a bit of we saw the gank train last game working out, but it might be a little early for the train to leave the station. I'm not sure they have the passengers to really justify the trip. They're thinking about it anyway. They're roaming around their jungle. Nice little triangle formation here. Both teams checking their runes on their side of the map. Playing very defensively for the moment. And it's the calm before the storm.
It really is. It really is.
I mean, in so many ways. But here we go. The rune is going to spawn top. And it's going to be a haste. QQQ is going to get it. Lane ward has been placed on both sides of the map. The offlane heroes could struggle here. I think the Prophet probably likely to have a better time if he plays his cards right, because these treants, you can use them to pull the creep wave, unless they use all their nukes to kill it off. Unless Kebab steals it, then you can't pull. Nice job there by him.
Oh, sealing the Treant, I love it. Haste Treant, it's gonna pop immediately, and there we go. The Funzy has Strength Morph. Oh no, that's gonna be rough. Any disruption? No disruption. It's gonna allow him to Strength Morph, but I think that has allowed him to win the lane at least a little bit, because that's a lot of time that he's not lasting, and King J's gonna have an easy time back in this mid lane.
Magic Bush Ward gets placed down as well, and a Observer, a Sentry Ward. Well, great time to D-Ward is when you have the Ace turn. Really not in any danger of getting killed. Kebab will find a Centaur. 2 more auto techs for QQQ. Sentry Ward Wars. He wants to get rid of QQQs first, and he will do so. Sentry Ward wasted. Ward preserved. No, it's a little play to the average or to the casual spectator, but this really does matter. They now have vision of the rotations around the map. QQQ clearly wants to play a very aggressive Shadow Demon. No, he really wants this ward down. Second Sentry Ward. Ward Wars. You know it's an exciting game of Dota when you're getting hyped about wards dying, man. This is good.
I'm not sure if that's sarcastic or not, but yeah, let's roll with the punches. On the top lane here, Tiny's going to be trading a little bit of farm here for Synderen. Synderen's going to get some level, but this also means that Wisp, look at what he's doing, he's going to do a stack pull, it's going to deny a lot of EXP, and I don't think Synderen will move past the river. If he does, you never know when that Wisp will be flying out with the tether, and when you're stunned up like that, Tiny could do a lot of burst damage. And the sticky and burst damage, that's going to be one of their biggest killing combo in the mid lane. They have so many ways to initiate with it as well. You could blink in with Lamb and just basically tether in and for the stun. And perhaps it's going to stop him. Right now, I don't think they could really go for the kill. Yeah, unfortunate. Oh, Lamb, disruption. They're backing up right here. Where's the stun? There's finally going to be the stun. Avalanche, they just don't have enough. Ty's so tanky. Tower focusing the toss up enough. Oh, that's a second tether, but Lamb perhaps going to be going down first. No, he tanks it. Somehow he's alive with 7 HP. Wow.
3 HP at the lowest point. Oh, man. The low armor of Tiny, 0 to start off. The same for Wisp. These two are very difficult to tower dive with this early. And here we go. One of the best. Oh, Kebab gets a kill middle lane. Meanwhile, the smoke gank in. I believe that was a smoke. They set up a kill, slow down the Panda, and Fonzie's right back in it. There's his bottle goal just about. He didn't get the kill. It went towards Kebab, but that means he can farm this. So bottom lane, it's Sakshka. DD was picked up on PCT, almost getting a solo kill. Both of these teams, everyone who's got an opportunity is playing so aggressively right now. Not the kill in the end doesn't happen bottom, but now the wave is pulling back for PCT. In comes effing Mad. Out goes PCT. Not going to fall yet, but now he'll have an opportunity to catch up a little bit in terms of levels.
Yeah, that top kill here for Wisp is such a big thing. Lamb got the goal, so that was great. X got the level, and level is a huge thing for a support like Wisp. You want to hit that level 11 for the relocate. Every time you level up relocate, it gives you a better cooldown. It has such a long cooldown when you first use it. And if you get it to 16, it's a very manageable 1 minute cooldown. And when you have such a great killing hero like Lamb, you really want it to be a slow cooldown as possible. And here we go, more action coming away on the top lane here. They see the pull by Cinder. They could tether this creep and go for it. No, he's not going to actually try to steal all the last hit here away from Tiny. X, oh, a little bit misplay here from X.
Yeah, for the moment, the middle lane, King J died. He's still 18-5. Out farming a Morphling all bottom lane. Hopefully you caught that one. Sakshka gets a kill with the help of a little friend known as effing Mad. The Shadow Shaman has been pretty effective so far. Soul Catcher onto him. He has his boots now. Playing that support role, but hitting level 3 and not doing it solely by farming. But it's top lane where Synderen wants the man mode here into 2 heroes. The orbs doing good damage. Boom, boom, boom. Pop, pop, pop. But not enough in the end. They don't get the kill. You know, these heroes, their armor is so low that Synderen can pretty much just butcher them with Anchor Smash.
Well, if he gets close enough to the Anchor Smash, though, because if he gets that close, Avalanche toss, tether those...
He has been that close.
Well,
he's been that close.
I don't think he should. That's the thing. He's got to be somewhat careful. The burst damage is very high. I think against this 2 alone, he can be that close, but you never know when that Shadow Demon is going to be backstabbing out. That's going to be the big deal, and he definitely got ganked off once. But here's the thing. Synderen's getting a very, very quick level 4. They're not stopping Synderen in any beat, even with that kill. It's going to be fine, but here comes a dive. Avalanche, toss, the blue balls are dropping in, and the TP in from EHOME. Crayon, there's an Avalanche. They are going to get the kill. Again, more EXP for Wisp, more go for Tiny. That's absolutely huge.
Meanwhile, middle lane is King J, who's got to be careful. In comes a smoked Kebab, basically skirting the edge there. That was absolutely as close as you can get without revealing your smoke, but he doesn't reveal it, so they journey top. They want to stop this push. Will they be there in time? PCT, the beauty of that offlane profit. You get nothing bottom, that's okay. Go top instead. Synderen wants the tower tonight. PCT last hit it. Look at the Anchor Smash, half of his health instantly. Too much damage. This could be a double. Where's the second Anchor Smash? Where's the gush? I think it's time for a gush. Synderen agrees, or maybe it's an Anchor Smash. Either way, it's gonna be a kill. That was a very expensive tower. They do claim it. mTw firing on most cylinders right now. Score 4-2. Funzy getting good farm. It's still the Radiant leading in terms of gold, or the Dire leading in terms of gold, but it is a big lead in terms of experience for this Radiant squad.
Yeah, 31 CS on Sock. He's going to be trying to get himself the 6 rune. Let's see what it is. It's going to be a double damage, and that's absolutely huge. Once he hits 6, he is already 6. Uh-oh. Who is going to be dying on bot lane? I think he could just flat out kill QQQ by himself. He's activating the DD. Is he really going to go? There you go, the pull. Oh, there's going to be Zip with a quick disruption. That should be it. Oh, unfortunate play here for Sock. Well, he's going to use his DD still for a little bit of last hit if he wants.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Shadow Demon. We're seeing maybe, you know, the harbinger of things to come is when Storm Spirit zips in, you can disrupt yourself, you can disrupt him. But here's another zip, the pull, the DD, Sakshka, the patience,
wow.
And not able to cast the disruption in time. Great individual play by him. Prophet TP's in. Unfortunately, no points to Sprout. Can't do too much. Middle lane, some blows being traded. Wave for mid. Funzy wants to make a go. Not actually going to do too much damage. And King Jet, he's hitting level 7 now. He's getting close to a Blink Gush onto X top lane. Syndra diving deep for that, but there's that tether, bringing him back to safety next to Tiny, the rock protecting the glowing orb. And are they going to fight? They are! Avalanche! And then Lamb sees 3, and Lamb runs away.
Yeah, that's fine, though. I mean, look at what's the range, the influence they has for a team. It's so hard to gank this. And, of course, he's almost hitting 6, and in which case we'll see a lot more ganks, a lot more global gank. If Stormstrait ever gets out of position and out of mana, he could easily get picked off. But for now, they want to focus their attention on top and make sure they get that level 6. Make sure they don't have to waste too much gold, too much resources on the HP. They don't want to go back to Fountain one more time. They just want to get kill, hit 6, and start rolling.
Yeah, for the moment, 3 heroes up here, but not really getting too much accomplished. Bottom lane at Sakshka continues to farm. He's been level 6 for a while. He's had the opportunities to get kills. He scored 1. He's still farming away. Looks like it will be an Orchid Rush for him. And up against this EHOME squad, that would be a big item to pick up. Panda, for me, is the #1 hero you want to silence, but there's a lot of others that could be effective with. So I think it's a great choice. He's a way off of it. But at the rate he's farming, he is leading the farm charts. I think he'll have it in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah, and when he does finish it, Wisp is literally a free kill. Same thing with Shadow Demon. It's just absolutely easy. If he sees anybody free on the map, he will just go in, zip, Orchid, it's a free one. And, I mean, we've seen the transition from the Orchid into a Bloodstone. You could get a lot of charges if you want to go that route, but I imagine it's going to be Orchid, and he's going to wait and see whether he needs a BKB, whether he needs a Scythe Advice. So much option when you open that one out on Storm. It gives you the mana regeneration you need, it gives you the offensive power you need. I love the build, and I'm glad that he's doing it.
Kabop is behind right now. He's level 4, but we've seen Chen's hitting 7 at this point in the game. A lot of roam around the map from him. Not really the most effective. He is 1-0-1. He's had some participation. Really needs to hit 6 ASAP. They need that heal to deal with all the ganks to be coming from EHO. Bottom lane, in comes the Wisp. Our first gank of the game, but the disjoint, the run away with that Storm Zip. Should be able to escape. No! Hasted King J says, you ain't getting away from me, Blue Panda. I'm the big bad White Panda. Long range toss! Lamb snipes him out. Oh, wow. What a boulder that was. And now Syndra out of mana. Pretty much screwed at this point. Blocked in by the Panda and the Rock. They'll bring them down together. Tiny is going to get this kill, I believe. He does. Lamb gets a double. Lamb on a killing spree. Kabop TP's in at the worst possible time. And Kabop will die. A free triple for Lamb. They didn't have to give that one away, but they do.
Oh, wow. Effing Matt was smoking here, trying to get to the scene of action. Fortunately, a little bit too late. Tiny has TP out. Great recognition. King J will be buying a TP, and he's going to make it out alive. No casualty on EHOME's side. That relocate gank wasn't too successful, but the follow was insane. King J coming in, the long-range toss. That's what toss does for you. It's just so versatile as a spell. We saw Crystal Maiden being tossed into Initiate earlier in the Malice game, and now we're seeing toss as a follow-up spell. It just does a ton of things. And now Lamb has that phase boot build. He has the drums. He's going to be moving fast as lightning. And when you have Wisp to tether alongside with you to provide that 2-second stun, that's the build you really want to have. Of course, in late game situation, if you want to right click, this is the attack speed build as well.
Yeah, as long as Wisp can live, that's always the concern. And up against Storm, up against Morphling, that could be tough. But the start they're having, this is the start you want. 4-0-1 for Lamb. I mean, talk about an effective gank for that first relocate of the game. It really doesn't get better than that. There literally was nobody else on that side of the map to even kill. You really can't do anything more. So what a start for him. Still, it's Funzy getting some good farm. 53 CS, has not been killed, has 1 assist to his name. As well as Storm, who's been a pretty big contributor. Despite that death, he's gotten some kills of his own. He hasn't died too much. I still see mTw having great opportunity here to set up kills, set up pickoffs around the match, but they really have to be careful about their positioning. In comes Lamb, tether to stun, to start it off Synderen, no Ravage on him, but there's the Avalanche. Waveform over the top, relocate was used.
Ooh,
they go back
to
the fountain. But no, mTw is not going to set up. They will just back off.
Yeah, very lucky that the creep wave is ushering them away. Will they TP back together? They will. They have sight over the area, so yeah, no big deal here for EHOME. And they might actually go for it again here. Now that they're full back HP, yeah, they will. They're like, yeah, no problem. Avalanche, toss him back, and he's going to go. Hand of God comes in right now. Normally, Morph, such a survivable hero. He's running with tail tucked between his watery legs or something, but Synderen, he's coming in. Where's the gush? Storm Spirit coming in as well. No, he needs a second zip, and he's out of mana. Oh no, he had enough for the pull, but not gonna go for it. Now it's chase the other way. Sock very low in terms of mana. Synderen, does he have the Ravage? He does, but they're gonna go at him anyways. It's gonna be the toss back, the stun here. Ravage gonna be used, and now the right click. Oh no, whips his stun, and Lamb defensive disruption. Panda comes in. Does he have his ultimate? 6 seconds. He does not have the mana. They don't even need a toss in for another kill here. Lamb pick himself another one. Man, Wisp might have died there, but EHOME Lamb getting so much for himself.
That looked so bad for a couple of seconds. When Tidehunter gets tossed on top of you and then drops a Ravage and an Anchor Smash, which instantly bring both of you down from full HP to about a third or less. Wisp, in the end, does take a fall, but this Tiny is just getting out of hand, man. This is a TC Tiny in terms of the item build. It's that's sort of that carry style that, I mean, not just TC, but a lot of players, when they want to do the DPS, it's a nice pit stop along the way, the Drums of Endurance and the Phase Boot. But with Wisp backing him up and with the amount of pressure he's putting on the map, he's really slowing down these carries. Sakshka and Morphling not farming nearly as much as they could have. They've added about 4 creeps since before that entire engagement broke out, so about a minute to 2 minutes ago. How many farmers have we seen today when they get their farm? It's 8, 9 creeps a minute. They are being slowed down even when they're not dying. Yeah,
and the thing is, well, I'll talk about it in a bit more. Action in mid-waps in big trouble. He's going to relocate back. He's trying. Lamb. No! Oh, no, Tiny. The corpse of rocks is right there, and Wisp will run into a very, very terrible trap by himself. He's going to try to tether out. Will it be enough? Oh, no, he lost about half his HP. And one more right click. Well, that's when Wisp relocate does not work out. Very unfortunate.
It was a good thought. I saw an amazing relocate yesterday where he tethered at the absolute max range and ended up escaping from 4 enemy heroes on one of the other streams. But Zip in top lane. Oh, Sakshka missed. He doesn't estimate it correctly. There's the pull, the gush, as well as the Anchor Smash, and they get a kill. PCT getting picked off there. And this is the problem. Prophet hates playing against this, man. This is not fun. Up against Storm zipping in. That's going to delay his Hand of Midas. And he had it before that death. He just didn't buy it in time.
Oh, back on more action on top lane here. Lamb says, you got no mana? I'm going to dive. Unfortunately, another teleportation comes in. mTw is so good at defense. And here's the thing. EHOME Lamb, they might have very flashy ganks. But if it doesn't work out, your carry's constantly in the front. And that means Lamb's going to be the one that's dying. So it's a high risk kind of gank. And if it doesn't work out, you know, it's very little reward.
Yeah, there's a bottle picked up on Lamb. You can definitely give that to your... Actually, 2 bottles. One on X12. Really nice choice if you want to keep on moving around the map, being active and ganking. And you can always go back to Fountain if you need to do so to refill that with Relocate. So it's a great choice for both heroes. PCT, he died once, but here comes his Midas on the Courier. He's finally going to have it 15 minutes in. Boy, has he been shut down this game. He was a pretty fat tide last time around. PCT... not having a good time on his Prophet, but if there's a hero that can catch up, it definitely is Prophet, especially with the Midas up, even if it's late. Middle lane, both teams jockeying for position. Blink there has been up on King J. They haven't really unleashed the full potential of their lineup yet. We haven't seen the Blink Clap ultimate on top of the Tiny in a larger scale engagement. That's where things could get really scary. Not so much for the Storm or the Morphling, but for all the other 3 heroes, and especially the Shadow Shame and the Chen. They could be in a lot of trouble if that combo is chained up properly.
Yeah, and that's just the AoE teamfight combination that EHOME could offer. What they've been doing right now, I think they're putting a lot of pressure. Even though they're not getting the kills, what they are doing is basically constantly running at Storm, running at Morphling. In a normal Morphling game, you can see Morphling constantly is outmaneuvering the enemy ganking squad. You come here, he's gone because he's porting on the top lane, and you go to top lane, he's gone because you relocate back on bot lane. It's just so hard to stop that, but when you are relocating around, when you are running fast as lightning like Lamb, you will just run up to the Storm and basically force him to go back, and we're going to see Lamb and Wisp just hold hands for the entire game, and they're going to be a very effective ganking, harassing kind of pair. And Kebab right now, his positioning, he's got to be somewhat careful, man. There's a purge opening right now. Blink, clap, the right clicks, and I don't think they even need to use it. Oh, they even bait out the mech, which is not the biggest prize or anything, but that's a kill. And can they push the tier 1, or would they gank a little more? Oh, there's a haste rune. That could be very dangerous.
Uh-oh, and it's on Tiny of all heroes. He's going for Yasha, or maybe this is negative, but Blade of Alacrity is the choice. Effing man, toss, avalanche, tether, easy kill there, and they're not going to stop. Haste on the Tiny, there's your tether stun, waveform back, but Lamb can easily keep the pace here. King J coming in, a clap, will spell doom. I hear a big storm zip, he just wants QQQ, he'll get him, but meanwhile, it is Funzy, the prize, he will fall, and that is not a good trade for mTw. The Morphling going down in exchange for a Shadow Demon. EHOME are going to take that any day. What a time to get a haste turn. I mean, seriously, easily the best turn on Tiny. DD's not bad, but haste is what allows you to stay in range. Your auto text already hits so hard.
And it looks like EHOME wants to save for this. They got to be somewhat careful. Storm and, of course, Tidehunter could provide a lot of lockdown against King J. King J does have mana for his ultimate, but if he's Blink, Clap, and the ultimate, then he would not have enough. King J should worry about his steps. And right now, EHOME very happy where they're at. It's going to back off. And
the Orchid is almost ready on Storm. For me, mTw is a bit on the back foot right now, but that is going to be, if not a game-changing item, then it has the potential to be so. Because anytime Storm shows up, he can pull one, silence another, or just massively disable one hero, deny the Panda ult, deny the Tiny combo. If you look at EHOME, they're all relying on their spells to do damage. In the late game, when Tiny gets more items, he can right-click pretty effectively, but he's not there yet, and it is actually going to be a Yasha for him.
Yeah, we've seen this out of TC as well. Again, it's not like he's the first person to do this, but a lot of first person I've seen him do it is TC. And Yasha gives you armor. Might look like a very small thing for Tiny, but it will be a huge thing, especially against Storm Spirit as well as Morphling. Of course, the movement speed is big, and of course, you know, the attack speed, which will become very, very relevant much later on.
I love the buddy system EHOME is employing. X always very close to his friend, providing constant regen to him, using his own bottle while tethered. For anyone who doesn't know, I think I just mentioned earlier, the regen does pass through the tether, so that allows Lamb to keep his mana pool up, and that's why you can go for this build. You don't need mana boots. You don't even need to refill your bottle too often, because you have Wisp available to fuel your spam. Bottom lane, it's Funzy. Replicate is up, but he's taking some big damage. King J probably not going for the kill. Maybe he is. In comes Lamb, the Replicate out. The Morphling is gone, but the tower will fall for this.
And that's the thing right now. If you look at Funzy, he's 0 and 2 as a Morphling. That's a very unfamiliar score, at least on the Morphling that we've seen today. And that's really due to the aggressive nature of Lamb. Sometimes they kill himself doing so, but other times they force him away from the creeps. He's just pushing with his teams, and that's cool and all, but he really does not want to do that. Meanwhile, zipping from top. Oh, Storm Spirit got one kill, but he's gonna pay for using every bit of mana. He does not dodge the stun. Oh, the damage output. It's unreal. He survives a little bit with the Hand of God, but no cigar. Man, Storm gets a kill, but he's going to lose his life every time he do so if he does not get out quick enough.
It's an ultimate orb for Funzy. Will we see another Lincoln Sphere to try and deal with that Tiny combo? It worked out pretty well earlier today, or I believe that happened earlier today. Did it? I'm going a little crazy, man. It's that time of the day when you're casting 12 games in one day where they all start to blur together, but it could be a Lincoln Sphere. I actually think it would be decent in this game, or it could be something more standard. But either way, he's getting close to the next component of whatever that thing might be. Let's call it a thing for now. I have Skady, Manta Style. It's plenty of options.
It's a Lincoln.
Really, it is going to be a Lincoln. I like it. It deals with the Tiny. It doesn't deal with the auto attacks, and those are significant. But for me, as long as Morphling is able to start morphing and he doesn't die instantly, he's probably not going to die, especially with all the backup he has on his team.
Alright, EHOME, the buddy system continues. I love the fact that we're 20 minutes in the game and they're checking for runes very aggressively. And because when you have two bottles, you need to do that. Of course, the Bill and Wisp has the bottle as well. He has an urn, so again, anytime that he needs to heal himself, he's healing the Tiny as well. And that's another haste rune. You talked about that being a huge thing. Lamb up to another 2.1. He is going to be just 2k a go for the Axe Scepter if he wants to go for it. If he wants to go for a full Manta, I don't think he will. But if he wants to go for that, he's simply 500 go away.
Yeah, there's really nothing big to get a Mats. In fact, there's literally nothing that it's really good against, except that it's just a generally good item. A little bit of confusion, perhaps, but there's no silences. There's no big slows or anything that would really make you want a Mantis. So I think just a casual Yasha is a great choice for him. And then, like you said, go for the Aghanims. You've got the attack speed between Wisp, between your drum, and he hasn't really been using those charges. Lamb has been conserving them carefully, which means when the team fights break out, he will have that extra 10% attack speed and 10% move speed, and then he's pretty much hasted. Who needs haste runes when you have all this move speed from Wisp and all this attack speed from your drums? The Lamb certainly does not. Here we go mid lane. Sashka in the front lines, maybe looking to set something up. He's thinking about it. The Tornado scouting things out just a touch ahead of the push. For the moment, no commitment from either team. Bit of a standoff here. Funzy just farming away. He would love for the standoff to just continue all day long. Another forgotten hero, that's PCT. Going back for a very late mechanism, but he will have it soon.
Yeah, he will have it soon. His impact in this game won't be too high. The mech's going to be good, but we're past the stage of the game where the healing is going to have a huge impact. The armor is going to be always nice, especially against Morphling. But here comes Storm. He knows something's up there, and if he gets a kill like that, again, it's going to slow down the mech. Oh, PCT knows as well.
Look how far he goes to hide. I love it from PCT. This is what you need to do against Storm. That's the power of the Storm. But they're ready if he comes in. Look at Lamb and X always together, relocate online. The threat of relocate is almost as bad as the actual use of the ability itself. In fact, sometimes it's worse. Oh, a DD and a haste. Lamb, are you kidding me, man? Could be so bad. Replicate out, middle lane. No, just a wave for him. Funzy will replicate out now. He heads bottom. But with the DD rune on your Tiny, this means Roshan will drop quickly. And with Tether, the attack speed will be there. At the same time, mTw trying to push as best they can. Are they going to contest this? And I guess the bigger question is, should they be trying to?
I don't really think so, because Lamb is casually hitting for 500. 500.
We'll let that sink in. Click on some heroes, see their HP pools. Oh, big zip in. He wants the Aegis. Will he get it? No. Throw it up in the air. Immediately disintegrated. Lamb picks up the Aegis late. It was a great attempt. Kebab, he didn't even send him back to base. That's what I would have loved to see. The send back, then the zip, but he might have died anyway. That happened so fast. Pan ult was used, the chase going. They want to actually get effing mad. They will do so. Avalanche on the center, Blinken, Clap, EHOME just steamrolling through it. mTw not only give up an Aegis, but they pay a heavy price. 3 heroes as well, on top of, well, actually they didn't use a Ravage, but again, the Storm dying. And Morphling, I like the Linkens to deal with the combo, but the downside is he needs more items to contribute.
I'm very surprised about the Manta. We both were like, well, he doesn't really need it, but he actually got the Manta. Look at Kebab right now. He's just fighting for his life. He actually does not have a TP skill. Courier not making that long delivery. Lamb has a Manta. He's just popping it for it. Just pure right-click damage. Hey, why not? And this tower has no chance, accept or not. Tiny will just always be a good pusher.
I'm not convinced they're going to back. I think they might continue, especially this being EHOME and all. No, I guess they will.
Well, the Ravage hasn't been used.
Kebab. Uh-oh. Even if he lives, it's almost better to die. This is so much wasted time.
I love the fact that he drops a word before. Oh, man.
Support player to the end. Oh,
wait,
he's so screwed.
Don't tell me.
No, King JTP's told him to base. They don't even care about killing
him. Look, Kebab is just dropping wards. If he make it up there. Oh no, he's gonna get seen, and that's gonna be it, right? No,
this is like
no.
4 minutes
what?
Not doing anything in this game. They literally. What? Can we replay that right now? Because PCT literally just ran right by him, and didn't even react.
I've seen a lot of things, but none so more confusing than that one.
Lamb going on to Funzy. Look at that damage. Not quite enough. The replicant fighting on behalf of Funzy. TP out. Will be replicating back in most likely. They're pushing. There's your zip on the top lane onto QQQ. The silence trying to dodge here, there, and everywhere. It's Sakshka. Ravage hits on 2. The relocate in. Wisp dies instantly. There's your wards. Not going to ward trap, but pretty big damage coming out. Panda ult cooling down. Hand of God. Lamb still alive. So is the Aegis. Absolutely out of control in this game. Waveform over the top. Funzy joins the fight. Funzy doing some big work. Can he finish it off? Can he finish it off? He will do so. Lamb still alive, does not lose the Aegis. In fact, goes back in onto 3 and gets no one and loses the Aegis for it. Big overextension from Bland, but you gotta appreciate it. Or is it? Or is it?
Oh no, King J, he blinks in with no HP. Oh, Funzy sees him. The ultimate gets blocked just for survive himself. Toss cancel the Lincoln. Oh, but he goes on the low ground. No blink dagger for Tiny. Very unfortunate. Wisp is back in a couple of seconds. Funzy out of mana, out of HP. Oh, he gets tossed in the air, but the sandbag and the tornado helping out. Where the hell is Kebab? He was like a mile away and still it worked. My goodness. They baited out the Panda ultimate. They used their own Ravage. That was the worst team fight I've ever seen EHOME in this tournament. Although, to be fair, this was the first game I've ever cast EHOME in this tournament, but that Oak really, really ugly.
Wow. Did Kebab ever die in that fight? I don't think he did.
No, he did. Whoa, hey, I mean, he won't die in fights because nobody even wants him. You saw that greatest escape ever?
It's like somebody in the chat said, he's simultaneously doing really well and really badly. Because he's wasted like 4 minutes running around, but he put down the wards, he didn't die, he saved his ally in the end. The Hand of God was really timely. Pretty
I mean, it was good stuff. Can't really fault him. He didn't die stock, by the way, picking up this double damage. That's huge. He sees on the top, I think he could just... As long as he sees somebody, he's gonna go for it. Oh, EHOME X in big trouble. The double damage, but the damage output here, oh no! The return kill, the Mantis Owl, actually adding the extra DPS necessary, and you can see X, he's back to full HP, bottle, earn, and these guys could be relocating around Wisp level 13. Where's he go? It's on the bot here, they see effing mad and effing mad. Well, he's hexing, but he really will have no chance.
He's effing sad, man. That's a toss, that's a kill. That was easy. That was real easy.
Yep. Lamb's gonna be left here to a little bit more farm. He's up to he's got it. He's got his Axe Scepter, and he really could start taking on the entire Radiant team at this point. I feel like.
You know, it was such a sloppy fight up top, but he's never actually died. He just lost an Aegis, which it's a significant loss, but only if he ends up dying in the future. He's gonna be so much stronger than anyone else on the map. You know, it's a Morphling who went for a Lincoln Sphere. If he had gone for something more aggressive, he'd have some pretty significant damage. BKB would let him deal with the nukes. And I really do think it's the nukes that are going to do Funzy and if he dies, because he can easily get away from the right click of Tiny. Well, pretty easily. I mean, Wisp can help with the chase, but Waveform is just such a good escape ability, and Replicate as well. If he'd gone for BKB, he could really stand toe-to-toe and pick off these supports. Ethereal Blade maybe would have done that as well, but with the Lincoln Sphere, all he can do is split push for now. With the next item, that's where things can get real good for Funzy.
Yep. And here we go, the urns being popped, the arcane boots. Look at the amount of healing and supporting being done by here, by our Wisp player. And here we go, what does EHOME do? They have their Axe Scepter, they don't have the Aegis. Do they go for gank since Roshan's back very quickly, or they just go all mid and push?
I don't know. It's not an easy call. I think they can take this a bit later because they have Prophet to back up the Tiny, and you know, the Panda has, I gotta say, King J, I feel like this Panda just hasn't done too much. This is the second game in a row. He's 2-1-8, so I guess maybe I'm not right. Oh, they catch out King J. Speaking of him, zipping, zapping everywhere. Zoxka wants to go damage just for King J.
Wow.
I really don't think they needed that, but they want the kill that badly.
Yeah, I mean, what does killing that King J provide them? I suppose it really just means that they're not going to get pushed upon, they're not going to get aggressively ganked upon. I don't think they were threatening to, you know, go high ground after that kill, or else he would not have used that Ravage. But EHOME says, we don't care about King J, at least not for now. We're going to just take that tower on top.
Yep, they're going to get the tower. Are they going to back off? They are. I think they could have kept on pushing, but there are a couple of heroes missing from MTw. It's only Funzy. That's the beauty of the Morphling. He can apply pressure bottom while the whole team defends safely, and you need to defend. One thing we haven't discussed at all is when you go for this carry Tiny build, yes, the damage is amazing, the numbers are big, but where it really hurts is if you actually win a fight, that's go down racks so quickly, man.
Oh man, I gotta, and I do say this a lot, but I'm gonna quote that one game again, where Dendi and his team was losing the game basically throughout the entire game. They win one fight when they had Axe Scepter Tiny, and they basically took 3 lanes of racks in 1 minute.
What was it? It was PL1, I believe it was Dignitas versus Navi.
Yeah, something like that. If you guys want to look it up on YouTube, it's there. The potential's there. Once he gets the Assault Curious, once he gets the attack speed. I mean, there's overcharge being provided by Wisp, so he is going to get this right click in no matter what. It's scary right now. And look at his gold, up to already 3,000 again. Didn't he just pick up the Axe Scepter like a couple minutes back?
Yeah, literally a couple minutes back. Effing Matt waiting the way to zip in. Who are they gonna kill? No, the Craggy procs at the worst possible time. That Craggy exterior. Oh, you can't count on it. But boy, when it procs, does that hurt?
Lamb was like, oh, what happened? Oh, there's somebody killed. Okay, alright, now time to push. It's so nonchalant, it felt like, and now EHOME, they're charging right in. What the hell is Funzy? Funzy's just going for the solo kill. Man, if PCT dies right here, does it really matter? Well, he yeah, okay, he finally dies, but look at the base. It's fully under siege. King J's gonna provide a lot of harassment here. Manta stopping. Look at 3 big rocks on that 1 small Rax. And here we go. Buyback here from PCT. He's going right into Manta Illusion by themselves. They're doing a number on the Rax. Where's the Tiny? Tiny's just chilling.
They're gonna get it!
Yeah?
They're gonna get it with ease! Doesn't even have to throw his hero in. You know, it might have been the Wisp Tether that actually provided the stun, but I like to think it was the Craggy. That's the more fun. That's the funniest thing if it was. I'd have to watch the replay to see for sure. But either way, man, that gank, that deserves to be on a bloopers reel because that's just so unfortunate. Either way, whatever it was that stunned him.
Yep, and gold count here for Lamb, 5,000 gold. He's gonna get his. I assume it's also curious. I don't imagine it's gonna be anything else. I mean, there is a thing called Mask of Madness, but I think Assault Curious is just a much safer build. It goes late when you're sieging. It gives you the minus armor. It's absolutely insane. The net worth right now. Normally, Morphling enjoys to be the front of the chart. Now move over the big bad Tiny along the way.
And that's Tiny. We're just seeing how much more Tiny does as a carry here.
Yeah.
I feel he's incredibly underrated as one because he gives you such good bursts too. He can be a ganker. He's not like other carries. Morphling does give you great bursts as well. But Tiny gives you the stun to work with, and his burst comes online sooner. Morphling needs a shotgun to really excel. And it's... Uh-oh. Did I hear Wisp Bolt? Dude, whenever I'm casting Wisp, I just get so nervous. I hear things. I'm like, oh, there's... the relocate's happening. But no, actually it's not.
Him and
there's
Storm.
Tether. Yeah, Storm as well. Just suddenly zipping in from all over the place.
Yep. Speaking of Storm, he's going for the Black King Bar. Not sure how much that means because Black King Bar does not block toss, first of all. And in the middle of the toss, Tiny likes to do that 1 extra hit. You know, I'm talking about LD. And that 1 extra hit...
It's like it literally he just dies instantly to Tiny. If anything stuns him, the tether, even if he just gets thrown up in the air, if Craggy procs, if Avalanche hits him before he pops the BKB, doesn't matter. He's just dead. He's not gonna live through it.
Oh man, I cannot believe EHOME is using this hero. I mean, okay, we're pretty much on the EHOME camp. They won us over with their snazzy picks, but let's go back to mTw camp for a bit. What can they do to come back this game? What can they do to stabilize? Because they just lost their top racks. They're kind of running back and forth. You can see Funzy. He's playing very aggressive, you know, despite against the Tiny. What can he do to bring his team back?
Somehow magically get the next Roshan, which is probably about to go to EHOME. I think that would be big, but it's a smoke gank for Lamb. Once Sakshka sees him, in fact, no, actually doesn't because of this nighttime. If it was daytime, he would have seen him there. But instead, they smoke into Roshan. 3 Aegis for them. They got to get all the lanes pushed out as much as possible by as much time as they can. Effing Mad will have the BKB soon, but I don't think in time. Funzy... For me, Funzy needs at least 1 more. I even think he might need 2 items to be able to outcarry this Tiny, if it's even possible. You know, Tiny is just so powerful late game.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
As powerful as he is, he really is susceptible to stun. I mean, he's great at killing you outright, but if you keep him locked down, it is possible, and I do believe Radiant does have the ability to keep him locked down. There's a Hex, there's a Shackle. If Shadow Shaman don't die, that is. Again, a lot of them hinges on not just flat out dying. And that's hard. You gotta keep in mind that any kind of disable you try to land on Lamb, there's King J that you have to go through. I know you're not too impressed with King J's play in the last couple of minutes, but when that ultimate fires, it's gonna provide so much distraction. If Lamb wants to right-click tower, he is gonna provide the distraction. If Lamb wants to kill hero, he's gonna provide the lockdown. I feel like this 2 pair, it's really Panda and Tiny that's doing the full brunt of carry. It's not Tiny himself. He's getting the glory though. I gotta say, look at that 1 hit, 2 hit. Oh man.
Ridiculous. Blink in, clap on the replicate, but they can just right-click the racks. No, there's the stun from the Centaur, stalling as best they can. I hear a zip. They find a support. Great warding by the team. But Sakshka, the haster, and he's already out of mana. The downside of this build, Avalanche toss. Will there be a Ravage? Will it be an effective one? There's your Ravage. Hits on everybody. Wait for him. Bunzi finds one. That's the Shadow Demon, but they need more than that. Tiny is just destroying Bunzi right now. The silence, he don't care about that. He's just going to right-click. Now he focuses on the racks. The racks will melt. The racks are destroyed in a matter of seconds. And now they go, no, he wants more kills. He wants Kebab. He's going to get him. Unless, no, the toss in. Kebab becomes a top. Oh, man. That, in the end, Kebab ends up getting his teammate killed. Or rather, the Storm ends up getting his teammate killed there. The bomb being used against him. Another zip. Sakshka, so desperate to make an impact this game. Finally, the BKB. That ain't gonna help you. He's gotta run. Can he get away? One more right click. Instead, it's Bunzi. Nobody can stand against this Tiny. This is too much.
Oh man, Sock's out of mana. Tiny's not done. Real okay. 2 feet forward. Toss up. Oh, the war trap. The war trap. But he said, I'm gonna right click out. No big deal. 2 hits. 400 damage per pop here for Lamb. Oh my god. This is really just a Tiny show. And GG gets called. Lamb started with more HP at the end of the fight than the beginning of the fight. I don't even know how that happens.
That happens when everybody's running away from you and not attacking you, which is pretty much what we're seeing in this engagement. Oh, this Tiny. You know, I really feel like they've been watching some complexity games. This is just so reminiscent of TC's play. But I love the touch they put by picking up the Wisp, and X has played exceptionally good Wisp this game, so give him a lot of credit too. EHOME take the game, and they're looking good, man. They're looking good.
I must be going crazy because I don't remember if this is game 1 or if this is game 2. LD, fill me in here. What stage of the tournament we are at right now?
I believe that was game 2. I was actually hoping you knew for sure, because I am also going crazy as well.
We've been casting games nonstop. That's right, they did a OD last game. So this is game 2. Yeah. EHOME takes both games rather convincingly, I might add. 16-1 and 8 is Lamb's final score.